بسم الله.
We are live? Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. I call this meeting of Hamtramck City Council to order. Today is September 9th, 2024, and it's 7:07 p.m. Would the clerk call the rules, please?
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Al-Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai,
Present.
Councilman Musa is running late. I'll announce when he's here. Mr. Mayor, we have quorum.
Thank you. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Do we have any community announcements?
I think there is one.
There is one on there, Mayor.
The fire department.
There is going to be an open house. Hamtramck Fire Department, open house and touch a truck event on September 22nd at the firehouse. I believe DPW and the police are also gonna be involved in that, if I'm not mistaken. The flyer is online.
All right. Any other announcements?
No, sir.
All right, we move to the proclamations, recognitions, and presentations, and we have the first one, new smart routes options and update.
Mr. Mayor, I have Isabel here to give a presentation.
Good evening, this will be short, more so just a community announcement, but there's a material that, Rana, if you could pull up pages 5 and 6.
Is this TV not working? Rana.
I'm sorry, that one, unfortunately, that was what blew out on our meeting last time, so we're getting that replaced. Not the TV, the sports event. Sure, so,
It'll be page 5 and 6 of this PDF. So, SMART is undergoing a community survey and feedback period until the 30th of this month. 2 of these new routes are proposed ideas to go through Hamtramck. Eventually 1 will be selected. So CED wanted to present this and bring it before council and the public to advertise a couple of these smart, organized community feedback sessions. One is going to be online on the 18th and another on the 24th of this month. In the agenda items, we've also linked a survey that people can go and take. It takes just about 30 seconds if you would like to go give your input about which of these 2 scenarios looks best to you. They kind of prioritize a couple different things. The first route prioritizes improving frequency of the route, and the second focuses a bit more on widening the coverage area of the routes. Our residents pay taxes into the SMART system. We just want to make sure that they can provide input about these routes before that engagement period ends on the 30th. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, we have the second one is proclamation honoring Labor Day Festival and Parade volunteers.
sure. Whereas the Labor Day Festival is a cherished annual tradition in the city of Hamtramck, bringing together residents, visitors, and community members to celebrate our city's rich cultural diversity and sense of community. And whereas in recent years, the Labor Day Festival has been thoughtfully planned and successfully executed by Conrad Maziarz and Shannon Lowell, along with, is that correct pronunciation? I apologize. Along with a group of dedicated volunteers whose tireless efforts and commitment have made the event a resounding success. And whereas the Labor Day Festival provides invaluable opportunities for local businesses, places of worship, community organizations, local artists, and more to showcase their involvement and dedication to the city of Hamtramck. And whereas the festival not only enhances the cultural vibrancy of Hamtramck, but also strengthens community bonds, fosters local pride, and supports economic growth for the city and its residents. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the city of Hamtramck extends its deepest gratitude and appreciation to Conrad Maziarz, Shannon Lowell, and the entire team of volunteers for their hard work, passion, and dedication in organizing the Labor Day Festival. Their commitment has helped preserve and elevate this beloved tradition, ensuring it continues to thrive for future generations. Passed and proclaimed by the City Council of the City of Hamtramck, Wayne County, Michigan, this 9th day of September 2024, signed Ahmed Dub, Mayor Ahmed Dub.
Mr.
Thank
Mayor,
you.
We also have obviously Shannon and Conrad here and several of our other volunteers as well. Can we ask them to maybe stand up and give them a hand for a chocolate festival? Conrad would like to say a few words too.
Sure, go
I
ahead.
just want to say thank you for the proclamation. I just want to recognize the other committee members. Shannon and I were recognized specifically in the proclamation, but we have Mickey Lyons and Corey Duff here that were in attendance, that were invaluable members. Also members that were part of the volunteer committee are Katie Polonis, Scott Collins, Jeff Fournier, Andrew Hecker, John Szymanski, Frank and Shelley Woodman, Jessica Urban, Leonard Lopp, Mary Long, and Mary Alice Marashna. So thank you for all those as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Conrad.
All right, thank you. Now we move to the additions, deletions of the agenda. Do we have any additions? Looks like we have one added resolution, 2024-124, approving agreement for the development and sale of 3351 Dormus to Akram Al Garage. Do I have a motion
Motion.
to?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor of moving this?
Aye.
All right, thank you. So that would be resolution, we'll keep the same number, 124, but it would be letter
Aye.
I. Okay, thank you.
One more vote, please. Approve the agenda as
Motion.
amended.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, no objections?
Nope.
All right, thank you. All right, so any other additions or deletions?
No, sir.
All right, we move to the public comments then.
Mr. Mayor, I have Abraham Al-Jahan.
I just have two things to talk about today.
Please push the button on the light. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Mayor, council, city manager, city attorney, clerk, and police chief. I have two things to talk about today. The first one is I would like to thank the volunteers and the city of Hamtramck and the police department for the most successful and safest festival in 4 decades. Chief, you brought the experience of New York to Wayne County and the city of Hamtramck and the state of Michigan. Thank you for doing what you did. We had officers on rooftops. I only see that when I go and work in campaigns for presidents or people that run for presidents. Thank you for that. The second thing, I'm in support of Resolution 2024-117, approving the newly negotiated agreement between the city of Hamtramck and the POAM for the police department. We support it. Safety is the most important thing in this country. And that's the most important thing that we need. And that's the last thing we need to go away from us. Safety, safety, safety. Please support it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's all for public comment, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, that was quick. All right, so we move to the consent agenda, and this is approved with a single motion with no discussion. Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir?
if you don't mind, I'm trying to move letter B to the new business.
We already
Wait,
did
You,
have to suspend the law.
yeah, you should have done the addition, but we can suspend the law and do it.
It has to be the second.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay.
Letter B, approving invoice register to new business, please.
So letter B, which is approval of invoice register date ending September 10, 2024. That would be in new business. It will be IF, right? GHIF.
J.
I,
J.
YJ. We just added
We
one.
added I, now it's J.
Because we added this is going to be I.
I thought the F is before J.
No, it's F, G, H, I, J.
Jacob.
J like John.
We, Mr. Mayor,
J.
we just added I,
Okay.
right? So
Mhm.
what, after
Is I. I is J.
Mhm. Okay.
we had F. F, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So we're adding I and J to the new business.
Okay, I was thinking it's.
No, because
it's
this is I, that's why.
Okay.
Trust me.
Yeah, no, because we
Yes.
had two resolutions, so.
All right, so I was confused with the order. I thought I, F, J, K. Isn't that the order?
H, I, J, K. Go, start from A. Start from, honestly,
read
start
it.
from A. You start from A.
No, you do it.
A, B,
We're
A,
good.
B,
It's
C,
Resolution
D,
J.
E, F, G, H, I, J.
What's after J?
K,
What's after that?
L, M, N.
Where's the F?
A, B, C, D, E, F.
Oh, okay. It's already here. Oh, it's already
The
there,
the
okay.
F was on your English class
Okay.
in high school.
All right, I got the F in there. I thought that we added it. Okay, thank you. So it would be letter J. That would be instead of B, approving invoice register date ending September 10th, 2024. So we got two items, consent agenda, one approval of minutes from the August 27, 2024 regular city council meeting.
I apologize, Mr. Mayor, but I'm gonna need another approval of the amended agenda.
I motion.
Well, second.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor, right?
Aye.
Thank you. So the consent agenda, we have two items, approval of minutes from the August 27, 2024 regular city council meeting. And then C, approval of pre-approved expenditure date ending September 10, 2024. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. So we move to the new business, and we have the first item, A, Resolution 2024-116, accepting grant from the Institute of Responsive Government and authorize the city manager to sign the agreement.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, this is the grant that our city clerk applied for. I'll let her have the floor to explain exactly.
It's for, to allow me to use the extra money for election expenses. So, more money for election, why not?
So it's, how much is it?
$18,000.
18, okay. All right, I guess no discussion around that, right?
No, sir.
We can vote, please.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman El Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Sidman,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Resolution 2024-116 approved.
Thank you. The next one is Resolution 2024-117, approving the newly negotiated agreement between City of Hamtramck and POAM.
Motion. Motion. Second.
Mr. Mayor, I have Amir here, our controller, and myself, and of course, representation from the police department significantly here on this. Just to cap it off, we've been in negotiations with the fire, or with the police department for not a long time, but kind of, there was a lot of prep work behind this, so I actually say it's been kind of a long time. It just went swiftly after the fire department wrapped up. And we've come to a tentative agreement, which I think is very fair. The union has actually given up a significant amount of language within the contract that formally we did not have. It actually gives the chief significant more control over the department, generally speaking. The only real give to the police department is in salary on this, which is desperately needed to bring the police department back in line with the surrounding communities. And I ask that you approve this moving forward. If there's anything else, I have Amir to answer some questions too, if necessary.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilman.
I got a question. I know previously we were with the FOP, and now we changed to the POAL.
That is correct. The police officers union used to be Fraternal Order of Police, and somewhere along the way it was switched to Police Officers Association of Michigan.
When did that happen?
I don't know what year it was, you guys know offhand?
Within the last 10 years, I believe it's before my time.
Yeah,
10
it
years?
was
6 years ago.
approximately. Just another bargaining union, basically. It's also a very well respected one in Michigan, essentially.
All right. Maybe on there.
So, the statement that says additional cost of $217,000 per year over 5 years, ranging between $418,000 and $114,000. Can you explain that? What does that mean?
So what this means is that, on an average, this is a 5-year contract. The fire that we concluded before was a 4-year contract. So this contract will end September of 2029. So it's a 5-year contract. And in this, we have varied increases in different years. So the biggest increase is in the first year, and then it goes down. So that's why the difference from 418 to 114. But on an average, this is an annual increase of 217,000 over 5 years. So every year, on an average, over 5 years is 217.
So over 5 years, it's gonna be over $1 million.
Yes. It's going to be, a little over $1 million.
But it is also a 5-year contract, so it's spread out over those 5 years, which is beneficial to the city to be able to predict our next 5 years with essentially the police department.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Councilman.
was it always a 5-year contract?
No. It was
So how
4
come now
years.
it's a 5-year contract?
Because that gives us a longer stability, and it, because over the last 2-3 years, the increase is not as much as in the beginning. So it gives us a chance to make it more stable.
It was done by design, Councilman.
By what?
It was done by design.
Mr. Mayor, I think 5-year contract is essentially is a good thing. You get secure for 5 years at least. We,
Bless you.
bless. We're offering and honoring our officers top notch, trying to match with the other city. And, we will accept the increase, because I know this is time to increase everything, increasing in this society. But at the same time, we hope you guys continue your professional service, please the community. This money is gonna come from the community, their tax money, and you guys keep up your professionalism and carry on the duty and respecting each other.
Mr. Mayor, I have Union President here, I'd like to say a few words, if you may.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. We just wanted to say a few words. First and foremost, I want to thank the mayor and the city council for their support of this police department. Very rarely in police departments do you get across the board support from every member of city council as a police officer, and we currently have that. This department has kind of been in a pivotal moment where we've kind of changed and we've been moving towards more modern police practices. We've becoming more integrated with the community, and we've kind of had a lot of expenditures, and you guys have been bringing us into the 21st century with both equipment, with vehicles, with just tools to kind of help us keep the community safe and help protect you more. We also want to thank Chief Altaheri for his support, his experience. He picked right up where the last chief left off. He brings us a lot of experience from a very large city. And it sometimes is nice to have an outside view on a department that has otherwise been pretty closed off. What this contract does, we've been working pretty well with the city in coming to some common grounds here, and this will help us really keep the community safe. I understand that's what you expect of your police department. You've had concerns as of late that have been brought to us, and they've been addressed as they should be. Our job and our primary purpose for being here is safety. So we want to be able to continue to keep the community safe, and this contract is one of the last pieces to kind of allow us to be one of the premier police departments in the state of Michigan. Retention and attraction of new quality police officers has been an issue as of late. We've lost recently 4 or 5 really good sources of police officers to other agencies, simply because they need to go help provide for their family elsewhere. The financial implications of this contract will allow us to recruit and keep good quality police officers that are just very interested in staying here, keeping the community safe. We love going to events like the Labor Day Festival. We like being out there. I understand there's a touch a truck event at the fire department. We're happy to go out and we like being part of the community. This will allow us to bring more people in that also want to be part of that community and to help keep everyone safe and do everything that needs to be done to make this a really cool place to live.
Okay, well, thank you. So last city council meeting, we had a discussion with the police chief. None of you were here, none of you was here, but I think some of you watched the meeting. So this contract is coming in a very critical time when there's very big disappointments in the community about some issues
Yes.
that arose lately regarding the, issue of stealing cars at night. Almost every night there's an issue, there's an incident. So
Absolutely.
people were, if you see at least the social media, not everybody goes on the social media, but they are very, very disappointed. And the trust that we trying to build between the community and the police department basically was destroyed by a single video that was released.
Absolutely.
While we know that this job comes with a lot of risks, and we appreciate your job, and we thank you for everything you do, but it's expected that you will come across some serious situations where you have to be careful, but you have to ask for assistance. And if the most pressing issue now for the community is car theft, this is a big issue now.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure it's in your priorities, police chief, and you guys, all of you, and it's very annoying to us. So if we can, put more efforts to control this issue, like you said, we approved the cameras that you asked for, all around the city. We approved buying new cars, tasers, everything you asked for, we approve it. So we expect in return that we control this serious safety issue that we have in the community. And we always, in every event, I advocate for the police department, and I support you, and I always tell the people that the police is here to protect you, not to punish you or penalize you. So this is an issue. Time during school dismissal is another issue for the speeding and reckless driving. We expect you to be around the schools at that time. I always drive when I take my kids from school and see a lot of crazy stuff happening from teenagers around that time. So these are the things that I'm sure you guys discuss it on a daily basis, but we need to see significant improvements so we can tell the community, they are doing better. We are, the statistics shows that we are doing better than before. And we are, all of us, I think we agree that you deserve more, and we need to attract more police officers by giving better salaries and benefits. That's something that as much as we can afford, we will do. But hopefully we can hear some good news, and assure the community that they are safe and they should trust their police department and police officers.
Absolutely. And you should not hold yourself to a lower standard because of any reason. You should hold us to the highest of standards. And absolutely, if there's an issue or there's a problem, I appreciate it being addressed with either myself or with the chief. And it has been addressed. A concern was brought to us. It was addressed promptly. There's been additional training. The people involved have been spoken to. And it shouldn't be an issue again.
Mr. Mayor, I have the chief that might want to say a few words in regards to this as well.
Yeah, I'm not a UN president like my dear friend officer here, was Faves, done a great job. I think we had, obviously, coming from New York and Hamtramck, there were some things I wanted to address and hopefully advance the department, make it better. That's what we're here for, and it's what I was hired to do, see what the issues are and make it better. And I think Faves been very supportive in that. There's some things we did talk about of having a lot more flexibility when it comes to me moving people around. Like we had those auto thefts, if they happen at a certain time, it's easy for me to move someone from, let's say, days to night. So those are things that are a little important because it makes us keep people safe. We don't have, I think, at the end of the day, we have an understanding, we all have the same common goal, which is to keep people safe. That's why we put that uniform, that shield on. Something I stress about is that we all, regardless if you're a chief officer, we have a right to the public, that, that's an oath that we took to serve the public and make sure that we're doing whatever we can, to keep people safe. It means I have to work at nights or days or come in on a weekend or do extra, activities or initiatives. It's all about keeping people safe. And I'm very proud of these men and women here. I know that incident, something that I was very bothered with when I first saw it on Facebook, and spoke to even to the person that posted it. And also we have here some detectives, fishes here somewhere. There were some issues with cases, I know, that was brought up, but like I said, sometimes we want to address those issues, and we can, but at the same token, I just want to say, they've been doing outstanding work, from, the K-9 officers, the patrolmen, our new officer here. They do a lot of great work, and we just want to make sure that, they get the right pay, what's rightfully there, and, what they do for us. And then the day, I'm a resident too. I'm expecting them to make sure to keep all my family safe too. And I just want to say thank you, Mayor, for that. You said it right. What it needs to be here. I think sometimes we need to hear it as officers because we have to be held accountable, and that's why I try to be transparent. When you talk about numbers, we introduce CompStat. I know it's something new here, but we want to make sure that we are transparent, that we're held accountable. At the same token, be more understanding of their job, which their job is very difficult, challenging, and I just want to say, I support these amazing men and women, and obviously if there's issues there, we'll address it. So thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you. Councilman Hassan, go
I
ahead.
didn't start here. I need a finance director, please. You guys can help me. Okay, so 5 years contract, I never approved it myself, last 16 years. So what thing make you to agree with the 5 years contracts?
Because,
Did you read first of all, did you read the last contract?
yes,
How many years it was?
3 years.
3 years. So why we are going the 5 years?
Because we are giving a long-term plan to the police department with a, clear pay scales for 5 years.
Well,
that
I
gives us
understand. Why cannot be
stability.
3 years?
Because after 3 years, you again go into negotiation.
Well, there is again good, you have a chance to good or bad, both sides.
Right. but-
So I am blocked 5 years, I don't have no option.
Right, but then in this 5-year program, the last 2 years, the increase that we have in the plan is 3% each year.
Okay?
So I think it gives us a lot more flexibility, both for the police department as well as the city.
How many
to ha-
percent this time is going?
How many percent?
Yeah, 3%, and what percentage is going now?
So it's going to be 15%?
Okay, 3 to 15 is not far,
Right.
with a big difference?
Yes, because the problem is that right now, our salaries compared to the neighboring departments where
So
we are
our
losing
pension compared to the neighbor
neighboring
is the luxurious
departments.
too?
No,
Did you
no,
read this?
Not
No.
currently, Councilman.
Oh, yeah,
We had-
hold on.
We had luxurious.
Yep, it's always been luxurious pension.
Of the past, so.
Past
they're
and,
in line now.
okay,
not right now.
okay,
I'm
what is the
talking about
compared there?
The salaries right now, where are we losing our people? We are losing our people to all the communities, all the departments nearby. And our salaries, compared to their salaries, are much lower. And that's why we are not able to retain. We bring in police officers, we train them for 3-4 months. That's a lot of money where they're not productive, and then they leave, go somewhere else because they get a much higher salary. So you had to address that salary gap upfront. You cannot delay that.
High salary has the high risks too. There is no risk. Okay, I got it, the one, Mr. Manager. We discussed previously, bargaining committee, we should have the elected official seat over there. You never request for it, and I don't know any elected official knows when it was happening. And I didn't get an email when it was happening.
Councilman, I can address that.
Yep, go ahead.
Let me first address your first concern about the long contract. The long contract is to give the city to ability to actually plan its budget and its forecast a little bit farther out. We wanted that for stability purposes. I mean, that was by design, we wanted that. And then second, in regards to a negotiation committee, I mean, this city over the years has had them, hasn't had them, I mean, it's went back
We
and
had
forth.
it, I was there.
You know, I know, I absolutely,
Yeah.
I'm recognizing that we have had them, but there's also been plenty where we haven't had them. I did mention it during closed session, litigation and contract negotiations. I did mention it to mayor and council. I believe you had left candidly early that night. You had something going on, I apologize for that. But the rest of the council did indeed hear that, and I've tried absolutely to keep you in the loop. No one really expressed an interest in being part of it. You know, so, I mean, we did our best. We presented what I think is a very fair contract to the council, and I ask that you approve it.
Okay, so there's the lots of diversity problem going on. We previously had the diversity training while Michigan State took our city, and right after that we have lots of diversity training due to there is a lots of problem inside the police department. We have to correct all those things. Mr. Chief, you just told some of the issue we try to address what we can. There is what should not be can, no question. If any issue in the police department need to address, it need to address. And they have to follow the chain of command. If anybody don't follow the chain of command, you have anything going on, cannot address the issue. Nobody has the power than these bodies, no question. So if we approve, we expect that. I don't want anybody to show the muscle, and it's nobody. They're wearing city pair tax money dress. After the dress, they're nobody. When they wear the dress, they have to respect the city, they have to respect the command, they have to do their job. They're doing their job, but there is a lots of complaints coming. Even the last night I saw the 3 police cars in the one place 15 minutes. There is nothing, no issue. So by that time, who is patrolling the other side of the, very close to Carpenter west side of the city? I'm not complaining that. But there is it's from residents. There's the safety concern right now, is serious safety concern. So if you says the 5-year contracts, if you already said the elected body already you addressed to them, and if they don't have any interest to sit over there, I don't have no problem with that. But I don't know, I never get the email. If mayor knows, this mayor never told me or never show us interest. So that case, again, we'll approve it. Increase no issue, but we expect to respect the chain of command and better service, better safety for these residents. Thank you.
Mr. American, please, do you want to say something?
You wanna,
Want me to reply to
I'm sorry?
I just wanted to reply to.
Yes.
or something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just, yeah, so you mentioned, I know there's, so we're applying here in Hamtramck Police Department is precision policing, meaning that where the crime is, that's what we're gonna focus on, right? So auto thefts, I think like the mayor mentioned, something a big deal. So we have a plan in place, we have a school plan in place. That's something we're initiating, and I think, these men and women are gonna follow through and, perform the best of their ability. End of the day, if you don't have a plan or goal, we're not just gonna be officers running around and just driving for nothing. We have a purpose, and we're gonna set that purpose. That's something I discussed with Faye, and fully supportive. And Faye is also, he's very humble, he's also an educator, so he understands the importance of precision policing and combating crime effectively in conjunction with collecting the data.
No problem,
Yeah, so
sir.
thank you so much, Councilman Vanessa.
We have a very good police officer, good reputation our police. But couple of, we have a lawsuit also, that's all we have to worry.
And I think, if I could so diversity training, I was invited here years back when, I think Councilman Khalil, at that time, I don't know, he was very active in the community. I think he wasn't a councilman at that time.
No, it wasn't.
He wasn't, yeah. He invited me here and I actually gave a 3-day course on diversity training. Some of these officers attended it, so that's something we can do even in-house. We even need to pay or have someone there, so thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Councilman?
I don't know, were you before
No,
me?
go ahead.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
and that's the reason I spoke, why is it 5, years contract, like Councilman Hassan said. But I did look into the contract, and I know our department for a long time. We have a turnout for a while, and it's a pay. People will come in and, get trained. Some of them, we might train them for a year or two. They will find a different city that pays them more. If I was in their footstep, I would do the same thing. So I think we're, I love this contract. I think it will be, equal with other cities beside, that's around about the city of Hamtramck. And we might have officers that might stay here for a long time. I noticed there's a couple over here that's been here at least 5, 6 years, I remember. So having these raises in this new agreement, definitely I think more people will stay in this department. I have seen so much turnout. Some of them are, friends are in Oakland County Sheriff are doing way better. They wish, we have changed this contract a while back when we took the body here. So I do agree that, as you have mentioned, that, we do want more police present in our city of Hamtramck. I grew up in this city. Before you do something stupid, you have to think twice, because police presence was always around. And I wish hopefully, after we, approving this resolution in this contract, you guys, at least be out there more. So, like I said, for me to do something stupid, there was always a cop somewhere in any street. So hopefully you guys will do that, continue doing, what you guys are doing. You guys are doing good. Just keep our, city safe. That's it.
Mr. Mayor, if I may. I just wanted to point out one more thing, that the cost of retaining officers and constantly training is significantly high. I don't even know how many we lost in the past year, but I venture to say probably 10 or more. Every time we bring on a new officer, that's essentially 4 months, we don't have use of that officer while they're in basic FTO training. They don't even count towards manpower during that time, let alone all the excess and other training and all the money it cost us to even get them on the force in the first place. The countless hours of the backgrounds investigations we spend to make sure they're right for the job, the psychological exam, the physical exam. That all costs money. So even though we are deciding to invest in our police department, in the officers themselves, we also are saving by the fact that we'll be retaining officers now and potentially getting quality officers coming in. Not to mention, the constant turnover creates an experience issue. If you have a completely young police department, it's not gonna run as efficient if you have veteran police officers that have been around the block a few times and know what they can and can't do. Let's face it, younger officers are more prone to cause a problem than per se a veteran officer that's seen and knows exactly what to do. So the experience levels are gonna start to increase. Not that they're terrible now, but it will be better. There's a lot of hidden costs in this that we're not gonna see. The potential that we're saving on lawsuits. The stability within the department makes a difference. It makes a significant difference, and we can't put a price tag on that.
So, Mr. Chair.
Councilman Mohit first.
That's fine, thank you. I just want to say one thing about Mr. Hassan. They said that I was not aware about the adding any of us to the negotiation. Maybe you did. I left after meeting. I don't stay for closed session, so probably I was not aware of it. But it would be good to communicate with email. Maybe that's how nobody can blame that we don't see it or we don't have it. I think that was a good idea to have any of us or anyone interested to be there. Secondly, as mentioned, Mayor mentioned all of those things, and we as police chief was bombarded by all of us in the last meeting, because there is many concern from the community, many issues, many complaints that come to us. Sometimes they don't feel like they get respected, person when police stop them or don't treat them the way they should get treated. So it's a small community, and I know you guys doing a good job, but keep in mind that this is a community-based community, very small community. We all know each other. We all see each other. 5 years contract, basically, I support it. I think it's not a bad thing to have a 5 years contract to secure people, and they feel secure for their job too. And union can secure your position, but that doesn't mean you can't follow the chain of command. Your job is secured because I'm a union employee, Doesn't mean you don't have to listen to your supervisor or your boss. That has to be there. That's the professionalism comes from that position. And you guys should be ideal for the community. Before, when I moved to Michigan, I always hear good things about the Hamtramck Police Department. Those kinds of taken away from last few years, so I hope that will bring it back. It's not only money. Then I know people are concerned their tax money have been accepting it, but we can show them then this is worth it. This is good for the, and this is for the reason that we accept the contract. This is it, Mr. Noor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Hassan?
Yeah, so like Mr. Manager, after this agreement, still police officer gonna have a better chance somewhere else, they're gonna go. We cannot keep, stay here. It's not the people going. It's the thing is, young generation police officer come, maybe make as a better police department than the veterans police officer too. We cannot disagree with that. So, as a city, whatever we can afford to give them, that's all we are giving them. So it's up to them, they can stay here or they go over there. It's not the contract like making him to stay all the time. It's not true though. It's the thing, they come, they see how city is safe, everybody think about their life. And a small city, not too many crimes, not too many dangerous situation happening all the time. And they may stay here. It's not the one, they come and go for the money. It's not the money. So again, it's good, like a police, our police department, no matter what we sometimes criticize, is doing better job than lots of other cities. But still, as a elected official, we have to say some of the concern from the residents we have to address. That's all.
All right, thank you. I'll get back to you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. So our community is considered safe compared to other communities. Most of the criminals are from outside, not from our community. Therefore, we have to be strict on them. We have to put a limit to all the crimes that happens in our community. And now, it doesn't mean that in the past, these crimes didn't used to happen. Well, we know the statistic, around 345,000 car gets stolen every year in the United States, so we have our share from that number. But today, this time, with the social media, everything goes viral. So it makes things seem more serious and dangerous than it is. But we should utilize that to improve our response. I was reading some comments. One person mentioned that he reported a stolen laptop or something. He told us the police officers to look at the cameras. They did not. So he went and he did their job. He asked the neighbors for the cameras and stuff, and he brought the videos to the police department. I think that's one downfall that we should watch for. I mean, if there's something like that, we should go an extra step to find all the factors that can help us track the criminal and find, I know it's not a big crime, but it could be, very important to the owner of the computer. You could have some serious information inside his laptop, so we should consider. I know the response time is very good. I see when we have a problem in the clinic, we call and they come within 2 minutes, so that's very good. But we should then, the follow-up is something that we should always focus on. So, thank you. I think Mr. Mayor Pro Tem wants to say something about this topic. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for this. Thank you, Mr. City Manager and our financial advisor. We get the contract for 5 years. It's okay. Those money coming from $1.2 million coming from our city. Residents pay for those money. I don't pay from my pocket. Nobody pay from their pocket. Residents deserve much better service and respect. With the respect, we give up whatever they're coming for the police. We give it the vehicles, equipment, street camera, whatever coming for the police, we give it them. But we want a community ourselves. We want a best return from the police, and police deserve those better salary. They put their life on the
risk. I hope whatever incident happened in past, we're gonna overcome those things. We can tell our people, we try our best to do the upgrade our police department equipmentally and financially. They will do their best job in future. Everywhere they are doing a phenomenal job, but still there was some room for improvement. And we like to see this improvement, community like to see this improvement. And it's a very rough time we are approving this contract. We are the small community, we got the mosque, church, and shop. The people who are affected their life, first thing they come into us. But if police do that thousands positive things, they don't give it a good comment. But one negative things, they put us on the spot. Please, I suggest you and I urge you, do your best with your safety and do the community respect and dignity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I think with that, we come to the end of the discussion, and we need to focus from now on how to minimize our spending so we can afford these, additional funds that we
Expense.
approve and expenses. So you want to say
No,
something?
I'm just hoping within 5 years, hopefully you guys will still be here
Hopefully.
to renew this contract.
I'm committed, Councilman.
All right. All right.
Hopefully most of you.
I hope to do another 20.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I think we can vote
Thank
now.
you. Councilman Sitman,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Rufai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2024-117 approved.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council, we appreciate, and by all means, hold us accountable. If you have issues, bring them to the chief, and him and I have some great communication, so we'll work harder and we'll be out there as needed. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
See
Thank
you
you.
guys in the next 5 years.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, guys. See you guys. Take care.
See, we are nice, we approve everything, but when we ask the residents to approve our salary increase, they refuse.
Let us know, we'll come back for you.
All right, thank you so much. So we move now to next resolution, 2024-118, approving the contract for the general liability policy.
Motion?
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I do have our controller here, but I can speak on it as well. Every year we come to you for liability insurance. Past few years, it's been very, very high, and we've had very, very little options. Let's face it, no one wanted to insure us. Well, this year it has changed, and we managed to secure another quote from a very good insurance company, and I'm happy to report that our controller has brought us $141,000 under budget on this. Now, mind you, there is another $50,000 out of that that's going towards our self-insurance, but we are far below our intended our original budget on this. So, we did spend a lot on the last resolution, but this one just saved us a lot.
So this year, just like in the past, we use the broker to, get insurance for the city. And the last couple of years, we've not had much options. We've basically been one insurance company that would quote, the rest would not even quote us. This year, out of 8, we got 2 quotations, 6 other declined. But the more important part is that the second quotation, which came in this year, we have been trying to get them in to quote for us in the past, but they've not felt that the risk was, more than what they wanted to go with. This is basically a very different insurance company. It's basically a municipal insurance company, so it's a Michigan Municipal Risk Management Authority, which is called MMRMA. And they just do municipalities, cities, counties, villages and, other agencies. So they have no other commercial insurance risk like the other companies have, because with Liberty Mutual or companies like that who are general insurance and who cater for all kinds of risk and liability, they change their premium based on their experience, which has nothing at times to do with the city or the area that we are in. They look at a global view on insurance, whereas this Municipal Risk Management Authority, MMRMA, basically just looks at the municipality risks, and based on that, it provides a coverage. So what it does is it gives us a lot more stability in our insurance program compared to the volatility that we've seen in the past. And that is one of the reasons why we are recommending MMRMA to be our insurer next year.
Mr. Chair. Amir, so I know we are saving. Is it the same policy that we have, the same thing?
It's actually better than last year, because last year, if you remember, we had a much higher, the year before that, we had a much higher limit on our policies, which we reduced last year because the premium was more than $750 or almost $750,000 if we kept the same coverage.
I'm saying recover.
So what we reduced it from 20 million to 5 million, and this year with this policy with MMRMA, we are going to 10 million. So we've almost doubled our coverage with MMRMA in terms of overall risk coverage.
Okay, and my question is 50,000. That means this will be held by the insurance company.
Right. How MMRMA works is that you have a deductible, and that deductible, what the normal insurance companies do is that they, whenever we file a claim, they will then request for that deductible first and then make the payment. What MMRMA does differently is that they request us to pay the portion of the deductible upfront, and that they keep in their fund, so that whenever we do file a claim, they would use that amount first and then get the rest of the deductible.
So that means the deductible is $50,000?
Yes. Well, no, the
For any
deductible.
claim?
No, it all depends on different claims.
Okay.
But as far as the overall, like for the last year, last year deductible was 100,000. What we did this year was that in order to reduce the overall premium, we increased the deductible to 500,000 and increased the coverage to 10 million. So that is why we have seen a big. So the deductible is going to be vary depending on which claim we are filing, and this 50,000 is like a fund that they create for us in which this money goes.
So again, that means, to me, because there's always a claims.
Yeah.
In any city you go, there's claims.
Right.
So reality, it's not, we didn't save 141, we actually saved 90-some
Right.
thousand.
Right.
All right, that'd be all.
All right.
We don't lose that.
Not
With all the
until we file a
claims,
claim.
with all the
Until
claims
we
that we
file a
get,
claim.
yeah.
If you don't have a claim, so our deductible gonna go away,
Yeah, it can come back.
or it will come back?
Yeah.
Mayor
If we,
Pro Tem,
if
you
we,
always
if we
have
move
claims.
if we move from MMRMA to some other agency, then yes, they will be able to give us
And
that.
is the
money.
deductible $500,000 last time,
The deductible last time was 100,000,
and this time 500,000?
500,000.
So is anything cover, is $500,000 cover all the deductible? Anything happen?
500,000 will cover the deductible that we have to pay. So somebody files a claim for $2 million or $5 million or $10 million, we pay the first 500 and then
Don't say,
they pay.
people are already getting ready for this.
All right, so
Hopefully we don't.
we can vote.
Doing
Yeah.
pretty good. Let's keep it
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2024-118 approved.
Thank you. The next one is Resolution 2024-119, approving the Michigan Department of Treasury's local retirement grant award and agreement.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Mayor, this is an additional gift from the Department of Treasury towards our pension obligation. It was unexpected. We did tell council about it before, but this is the result of it. Now I'm just asking for permission to sign to accept.
So that's 800,000.
Right,
Coming from the auditor.
so this amount
it's
will go
coming-
directly
grant
to
for
MERS, it won't come to the city, they'll pay directly to MERS, and it'll go into our liability.
All right,
If you remember, last year, we received about 16 million.
17.
16.7 million, so it went into the liability.
Mhm.
And so our liability coverage, we were at 42%, so it went to over 60%. And that was the aim of the state, was to bring all the communities which are below 60% to the 60% level. And in this particular case, this was a secondary, grant that they did for all the communities which have a certain percentage. This time they said, what is the cost of your MERS expenditure compared to your general fund revenue? And they wanted to bring it to a certain level.
Okay, all right,
Alright.
that's a good thing. We just hoped it was more, but that's good. All right, we can vote on that, please.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2024-119 approved.
Thank you. Next one is Resolution 2024-120, approving first reading and setting the date for the public hearing and second reading of Hamtramck zoning ordinance text amendment, Chapter 155.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, this is simply the first reading. This is the amendments to the previous zoning that council wished to have reconsidered. They were subsequently reconsidered and sent back up to with, I believe, exactly what council and mayor had hoped for. That's about it, really.
Okay, so let me just review it quickly to make sure we got what we wanted. Because we were supposed to approve it last time, but we didn't know that we could without sending it back. We found out, while we were at the meeting, so.
That is correct.
It was the last resolution about, I didn't read that one.
It's about the LED light and the
Sign.
projected signs. Where does it say the,
Oh, okay, that one is the one
maybe
2
here?
weeks ago, maybe.
Mr. Mayor, I have Isabel here. if you
Yeah,
want to ask
Isabel
specific questions.
Just wanna make sure it's 8 and 12, right?
They want to be 60 or something.
In the report on the proposed zoning updates,
Yeah, so it's 8 foot candles, that's what we agreed on, and then
on page 2, at
projected signs 12 square feet.
12
Okay,
square feet,
good.
yes.
All right, well, people still want more, but that's good enough for now.
It is already a double of the allowed size, so
Yeah, all right,
it gives us more room to provide approvals for people without asking them to pay for variance fees and things like that, so.
all right, thank you. So we can vote on this, please?
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2024-120A approved.
Thank you. You said 120A. I thought you said 128. I was like, huh. All right, Resolution 2024-121, approving agreement between the City of Hamtramck and the Hamtramck Parks Conservancy.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, this is gonna be tie-barred to the resolution right after that, the purchase of 2926 Council. The Hamtramck Parks Conservancy has agreed to half fund the city's purchase of a piece of property. In order to be able to do that, we need an agreement with the Parks Conservancy. The few things that this solidifies is that once we eventually do get the DPS building constructed, the Parks Conservancy will have their home base within that building, which is very beneficial to the city to do. Second, we're gonna continue to maintain the landscaping in the park for some time. And then in turn for that, they're paying us the $200,000 towards the purchase. They are also knocking over the old reserve garage after this is complete, which brings us in line with the master plan for Veterans Park, which would be hopefully just in time to repave that, because as Council Mayor knows, we're getting a grant from the state to do that. So the timing of all this is working out very fortuitous, and I ask that you approve this and we can move forward to next.
All right.
My partner Zach wrote the contract, so you approve the contract.
All right. Let's vote on that.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Rufai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2024-121 approved.
Thank you. Next is resolution 2024-122, approving purchase of 2926 councils.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, as I just stated, this is the purchase of the property to supplement the property we already have for the future home of the DPS building. It is quite necessary to have this extra space. We are still in the rough design, but we, for at least the short term, will be moving the reserves over to this garage that is currently existing there. We intend in the future to house things such as our salt dome, our rocks, and all the basic supplies we use for the city, which is kind of difficult right now to store, but with this additional property, it'll make it much more easier for DPW to store those items on site. It is a good move in my opinion. It's adjacent to the property we already have, and I think will be just what we need.
All right. And under the budget impact, you wrote, and the other $200 will be taken from the general funds. $200. You mean 200,000? But you put $200.
Oops, sorry about that typo. I can believe it was late on Friday when I was trying to.
That's okay. I forgot my alphabet today. All right. So we can go ahead and
I'm okay
anything.
with 200.
I asked the council approve it for the correct amount and not $200 because I'll be in trouble.
Where does it say 200 on the resolution?
Budget, under
Yep.
budget impact.
Under the
Oh,
budget
the
impact.
budget impact, oh, I see. Are you fixing that?
I'm not logged in.
Oh, okay, I'll do it. Are we ready to vote?
Yes.
Yeah.
As amended.
I believe the resolution is correct,
The
Councilman.
resolution is correct.
It's just
Okay.
the notes for
Yeah.
the city.
All right.
All right.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Rufai,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2024-122 approved.
All right, thank you. Next one, resolution 2024-123, approving the purchase of the 2023 EQ 26702 camera chassis for Transit 350 van. Sounds familiar? So, this is revisiting us. I don't know.
Tell me about the advantage of this.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I have John here for your pleasure on this topic. I have a feeling he's gonna have a tough road. Since the last meeting, Mr. DeAngelis has had an opportunity to speak with several councilmen and explain a little bit more in depth of what the intent of this truck is. And I believe he's here to follow up on that a little bit. It'll be interesting to hear what we're gonna do with it exactly.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
I think John took a couple days off, went for sales classes, now brought this back. Let's see.
He's healed now.
Just to elaborate more on this, the van, I don't know if I did a good enough job explaining it last time. Some people thought it was just a van. It's not just a van, it's a van that's actually been outfitted with everything but the electronic portion of what we already own. So, to add on that, one of the main reasons we need this, which I did not know at the time when my department asked about this van, was our main sewer down Cashmere. It's 30 feet deep, about 5 foot tall. To get that cleaned in itself, it is full. And it's kind of a trouble point for Chris, who operates our jetter truck. Everything's pointing back to Cashmere. It looks like a lot of our problems are focused around off that main sewer on Cashmere. We have the talent, Chris and his partner, that in the jetter truck, to actually work in the depth of that sewer 30 feet down. To try to get somebody to do that would be hundreds of thousands of dollars and would take a long, long time. Our guys are confined space, they can work in confined space. Having that truck is essential to it. We need people to operate, be in that truck. Why we have guys down 30 foot down in the hole with monitors on for air levels, pulling out large items that they can't suck up through the jet truck. They have to bring a tripod out and bring it up. So one of the purposes that this truck's gonna be used for, it's gonna save the city a lot of money, is that Cashmere sewer. That's gonna clean from the freeway all the way to Conant. So Chris looked down there, it is 30 feet deep. There's piles of dirt, even when you look down it from the road surface down. So he knows it's bad. He's got a lot of history here with the city. It's never been cleaned. So everybody I've talked to, that sewer line's never been cleaned. Most of our sewers are about 1/3 full with sand and debris. That one probably never been cleaned. Who knows how much is down there, but it is full. This would definitely be a savings to the overall water fund, because if we outsource this, we're gonna be in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. D'Angelo, I hope you do your due diligence, because on last purchase, we all trust on you. Now you say you can't bring chalk to the street because it's too high. Then you have to trim all those, the street sweeper. You have to trim all those trees to sweep the street. So whatever he's saying, we trust on you. We believe you take the seriousness and then you do your due diligence and make sure.
Yep, and we're trimming trees like crazy right now too.
Well, then it's gonna take it all season, we get a dirty road.
I'm done south of Holbrook. We got most everything trimmed over there, and we started on the, off of the Conant side, Klinger, Moran, doing Belmont, Toll Bridge. So we are getting some of the streets that have been trouble shots are getting cleaned. We've been putting guys out. I'm light-handed still with guys. I do still need some more men out there to do it, but we are hitting them as it comes in.
Mr. Mayor, if I may add to that, the councilman, they're not just trimming trees when they go and do that. That was kind of an unexpected result of that, but when they go out and shut down the street, not only are they trimming trees, but they're bringing the jetter truck over to do the sewers at that time, they're painting the streets. I mean, they're basically attacking everything in that street in one shot. So it's going a little bit slow, but once they leave, everything's been addressed, including filling the potholes. They're trying to, focus on just completely shutting it down one time, doing everything we can, and then moving on to the next. So that's why it's a little bit slow. But next season should go a lot smoother because the trees will be trimmed to that point, everything will be blasted out at one time, and most everything will paint it. So, but it's a good thing at the end of the day.
Yeah, we've been marking, as we've cleaned the streets, we mark it on a map, when it was done, what month, what year, and we close that street down. We trim the trees, we clean the sewers, we do the potholes, and then we sweep it and go. So trying to be a little bit more going on that to get it out of the way so I don't have to interrupt the residents too many times.
Okay, so looks like you need it. You're coming and coming. We don't want you to come again and again.
I haven't been up here too much.
What is
so
that? Don't bring anything
Well,
back.
this is not his fault, I think our council was not confirmed.
So this is the special camera, right?
No, we have the camera. We have the expensive part. We have $120,000 worth of electronics that we actually would deliver all this electronics to this company, and they will install it in the outfitted cabinet space, the desk space, the monitors that are already in this unit. So to buy an outfitted van is like $300,000. Doing it this way, the time you add what we've already spent in electronics and you add the purchase of this van in, we're gonna be at around 237,000. So it's still cheaper doing it this way. We save city roughly about 60 grand doing it ourselves, because we took the middleman out. I'm taking it right to the installer, we're sending our equipment to them, they're actually installing it. Normally you cannot buy the van this way. Another city ordered this van and didn't take delivery of it, so they're
What?
stuck with the van.
Where is the van now?
In Texas.
You're gonna bring and show us, right?
They're actually delivering it for that price.
Are you gonna give us right, little bit or?
We can all go, I need a reason to go, man, I need a vacation.
Okay, I think we can go for it now.
Go ahead.
All right, so, let's see what the council will decide now. And from now on that we are spending millions of dollars more than the previous years, we have to be careful on our spendings.
And
You
this
know.
will be out of the water fund too.
Yeah, okay. So, after we see every residence now complaining about the increased tax, thousands of dollars, so I'm expecting next year that we have millions of dollars more in the property tax. Because last year was only 750 increase in the property tax. But when I see everyone, like thousands of dollars extra, we expecting millions of dollars. I hope we'll see it next year.
Mr. Mayor, I wish it worked like that,
No,
but
it
Henley
will-
will knock us down to
State-
lower our millage rate.
A state will take more than that, what were you thinking?
Yeah, but if we made 750 last year and this year everything went up, you know, with hundreds of our residents, maybe thousands, not just
You'll
hundreds.
see our millage rate will actually go down, is what will happen.
The property went up, so property value, so that makes for.
Covered.
We'll see.
There's another millage on the ballot also, so who knows?
Yeah, maybe the next thing on the ballot is to ask the people if they want to decrease in that property tax.
No, the millage on the ballot isn't our city, it's a county.
I know.
so.
Okay, so we can go ahead and vote on this one.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Al-Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Rafai.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, resolution 2024-123 approved.
Thank you.
I hope not more expense.
No more. Okay, so the next one, resolution 224-124, approving agreement for the development and sale of 3351 Ramos to Akram Al Jarash.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Mayor, I have Isabel here and the purchaser to speak on this, predominantly Isabel, and if the purchaser wants to say something, but happy to move along another one of these lots.
This is an application that CED has reviewed for the sale of the property at 3351 Doremus, and it's going to involve the combination of the existing parcel to expand their residential dwelling and alleviate some street parking issues, because they'll have a garage unit, carport built. So we're happy to present this to you, and if you have questions, we do have the representative of the applicant who's been working on the renderings and everything for us, so we recommend you approve.
Mr. Chair, just to inform yourself and council and the rest here that this lot's owned by the city. It's been sitting there for a long time. Applicant applied for this lot, took him a long time to bring up paperwork and, plans on, what he wants to do. And then finally we came to a conclusion, it's taken too long. There's another applicant that wants to develop this lot. And they reach out to us, and I'm happy they're here to make this happen. As we know, Dramus is a tight street that they have to park more on the curb so they don't get their mirrors hit. So for them to make this project happen for them, they will benefit to their residential, and also add another space for somebody else to can park over there. So I hope my colleagues could approve this tonight. And also it makes the city save money keeping it clean and trimmed, so.
So you're planning to make it what, like a parking lot or to develop it as a house?
Well, right now, we have designed a carport, that's shown there.
Oh,
Hopefully to maybe
Save
extend it
some
all the way to fit more than one car.
okay. Is that right next to your house?
Yeah, so our house is on the left side of the property.
Okay.
Which is an allowed addition in the zoning ordinance because it is an expansion of an existing residential dwelling structure.
Okay, looks good.
Make sure next time you place a Ford car and not a Jeep on there.
CED will let applicants know.
Okay. Even though there was
They worked hard on it, so don't.
that's the mayor's
give them a
former
hard
vehicle
time.
he had.
I had a Jeep, now I have Outlander.
No, just funny when I seen the Jeep over there.
All right, so we can go ahead and vote, please.
Councilman Frye,
Yes.
Councilman Musa,
Yes.
Councilman Sedman,
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud,
Yes.
Councilman Al Samiri,
Yes.
Councilman Hassan.
Yes.
And I apologize, I didn't get who motioned and seconded.
I motion it, I think.
And
this
then
second.
I second.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
Thank you.
thank you.
You won't. Congrats.
Congratulations. Okay, so now GHJ.
Approving invoice register.
Yeah, so approving the invoice register date ending September 10, 2024. I need a
Motion.
motion.
Second.
All right, discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I have a question to Amir and Amir. So I noticed for Hennessy, we always approve their fee. I noticed there's multiple fees here for Hennessy with high numbers. So I'm just kind of curious, what are they for, even though we approved during the project?
Right, so when you approve the project, that means you're approving the contract that we need to pay Hennessy for their services.
Okay.
These are bills, once we get the bills, we verify them, and then we approve them for payment. So this is basically the approval you've already given for each and every contract. So these are related to different projects that are going on in the city. And we then make the payments once we verify these bills.
Mr. Chair,
But I noticed there's one on, when is this here? On 8/22 on August for 91,000. And then another one on the same date for 73,000. And then the rest goes by 6,000, 7,000, 3,000, 14,000, 400. So I'm just curious, and then another 50,000. So, and it doesn't really tell us what is it for 100%.
So
Even though we approved, I know we approved for 90,000 once, and then once for 70,000.
So
So,
these are all different projects that are going on in the city. So in some of them, the reviews that they do, in some of them, they prepare the documents for submission for grants. In some of them, they prepare, the plans, and then in some of them, they're doing the monitoring. So it's related to different, activities and different projects.
And the bigger the contract,
The
the higher
bigger-
the fee
the
you're
higher
gonna
the fee,
see,
yeah.
because they get a percentage.
okay, Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
if the councilman down, I can speak. Let me give the
Go ahead.
example. Mr. Councilman, you done or?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So it's very easy to understand. When we didn't have the Hennessy, we didn't have this bill. Okay? Okay, very clear. Hennessy, city has the paper, excuse me, look at me. City has the paper, hand over to my hand, I hand over to state, that is my bill 50, whatever you looking at. That's all. Like John said, big money contact, 3-4 paper added, I got more money. That's all.
So, Mr. Chair, I got a question to our city manager and John. Why we can't have our own people to do this?
So, Councilman, I can answer that. I mean, for years on end, the city was significantly understaffed. And, we made a move, I would say, under probably the emergency managers to start with, to basically decimate our staffing level. funds. I can't say for certain, but I'm sure at some time in, previous history, we probably did do all this in-house. But, as you know, we're slowly working our way to taking over more and more tasks. We did, take back our building department. We took we had our code, but we, took all of it back, we're working towards our own people doing these things. But candidly speaking, at this point, this is still over our head. Now, I'm not saying that maybe in the future, we can't bring this back in-house, but for at least the time being, Hennessy is doing a pretty good job. Everything they bring to this council, it's pretty explanatory and detailed. They're great partners with getting a lot of these grants. Frankly, we wouldn't have got all these grants if we hadn't had them. And I would say it's a very good relationship. Now, in regards to your specific invoices, Councilman, I have these, the day of, all the invoices in hand. You're more than welcome to stop in anytime prior to the council meeting and take a peek through them. And happy to show these to you after the meeting too. I pulled the Hennessy ones out in particular. Happy to go through them and just kind of show you what they are. They're pretty much all services rendered as they go. And then there's some other stuff mixed in here, but I mean, it's a constant. We have so many projects going on in the city with Hennessy for millions and millions of dollars that we're just paying them as we go, so.
Well, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Well, with all this money, why we can't hire somebody to do, hold on. Why we can hire somebody, pay him $100,000 a year for him to do this work, engineering work? Why I'm gonna continue doing it Hennessy? To be honest with you, it's crazy.
Well, Councilman, keep in mind
So-
that, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were
So
done.
I think we can hire somebody who's qualified to do this work and pay him $100K, $1,000, where you save a lot of money. And if you talk about grant, we have somebody that writes grant. If we have to hire another person part-time to write grants, like Hennessy's doing, let's do that. And I guarantee we're gonna be saving hundreds of thousands than Hennessy's making. So don't tell me, well, we continue using Hennessy. If you're putting in-house, work on this one now. Find somebody who's qualified so they could get paid through the city and do the work. Well, I'm paying Hennessy $500,000 for one project, whatever it is. To me, it's crazy.
I understand, Councilman, what you're saying, but this isn't the work of one person. This is essentially the work of a whole team of people. I mean, we have a full-time person in the city watching the sites on any given day. We have at least 3 engineers on any given day working on various projects. Not to mention all the ancillary support staff they have behind the scenes. But this is literally a whole team of people they have working for us. It would not be one person at $100,000. I wish that was the case, but they would be so overwhelmed they wouldn't be able to keep up. I mean, we'd have to actually get a whole unit for this.
And how did the city do it before?
I can't speak to how they did it decades ago, but we've been farming this stuff out for a long time. The ones we've done so far have been easier to bring in-house, candidly.
And they didn't do it before, that's why we're in the boat we're in.
That's a very valid point.
Okay, well, can I request, Mayor, that next council meeting, you guys come with a plan? How many people we need to have? What's the way and a plan for us to have in-house?
There's a lot of parts of the DPW that I'm already bringing back, like we're doing a lot of our own jetting now. We're bringing, I'm taking it on as I know we can get the manpower and do it effectively. There's other things that we use emergency services for that I believe that we can bring in-house, especially when we get the new property. We have to have site to store the pipes, store the materials, have the people ready to, to do some of these things. But on the engineering side, this is oversight. So these are the big projects. A lot of these bigger bills where they say we're gonna get $140,000 for this project, they got guys out there for months. So even if we did bring in some people, we're gonna be paying those people probably close to that amount of money. But there is definitely some things that we can bring
Yeah,
back.
they're also doing the surveying of the sites. I mean, they're drawing out the blueprints. I mean, there's a lot involved in this.
Well, they're getting paid so much money and they're leaving potholes all around Kenneth and other streets. And that's my point. They're responsible to observe and go back on these streets and make sure they restore these streets, but they're not. So they're getting paid so much money and they're not even doing a pleasant job.
So we are.
And mayor and council is getting blamed from the residents.
Councilman, we are certainly holding all of our contractors more accountable. In fact, one of the contractors we were using before, we decided that they're no longer a good fit for us because we didn't like the work they were doing, and basically, for all intents and purposes, told them, you know, we're not using you again. So, I mean, we're up in the ante on the people we use, and I venture to say it is getting better. It's getting a lot better. Now, there's still gonna be issues. I mean, it's a large organization. We got millions and millions of dollars worth of work going on in the city. You know, we can't catch everything. We're trying. Anytime council or mayor or just even a resident brings something to our attention, we try our best to address it. But, I mean, this is a constant work in progress. We've got decades and decades of neglect to our infrastructure. You know, I mean, we're gonna be going hard and fast for a long time until we can kind of get on par where everything starts to work again.
How many times does the mayor or council mention to you that we're getting calls about these streets are not being patched right? It's not a year, it's been years now, and it's still the same crap.
Yes.
So Councilman, if I may, the cold patch that they go around and do is never a permanent solution.
Lasts a couple months max.
It's literally only a patch, and unfortunately, the traffic over it just, you know, breaks it up and we gotta do it again. I mean, that's just how it goes with the cold patch. The only real solution is to rip out the street and redo it. And we're trying to do it as fast as we possibly can, but, I mean, we're limited at some point in manpower and funds, for that matter. We don't have unlimited funds to do all of them. I think we're going at warp speed in comparison to what we did in the past. I mean, we're doing a lot. I mean, we just did we're on the last stretch of Brombeck now. We finished off Fleming. I mean, we're ripping the lead service lines like crazy. I mean, Kniff is gearing up here. We know who won the bid on that, by the way. It hasn't been fully completed, but we anticipate that's gonna be happening pretty soon. I was trying to nail them in today to get a date on that, but I wasn't able to do it before council. I was hoping to report to you today, but I suspect very soon that's gonna get rolling too. I mean, the amount of work we're doing compared to what the city has done in the past is phenomenal. There's gonna be problems. People are, inevitably, someone is not gonna be happy in the city, but we're doing our best.
But-
Yeah, so I'm sorry, Councilman.
No, go ahead.
The main point here, yes, we are doing a lot, but how is the quality of the work that we are doing? I was watching when they were patching one of the streets, they would just throw it, move. They don't, you know, put some kind of pressure to equalize it with the rest of the street. Just like this, move on, and
To the
it's like,
next.
I was like, what are they doing? So regarding this point, the question is, are we doing some confirmation on these? Are we auditing? Are we confirming that this amount of money are done for some projects? Because apparently it's in every council meeting, say, huge amount of money done for the same thing. And I'm assuming, I don't know if you are, are you doing some confirmation? Are you
Yeah,
reviewing
Yeah,
these
they're all
amount
tied
of
to
money?
they're all tied to a number, a project number. Every bill, it can be directly associated to the project. And then the way they were doing the GLs and the billing now is, we put it in as a resolution, we set a PO on it, and it comes right off the balance of whatever.
So now, yes, it is attached to a project, but are we just accepting any amount of money that's thrown to us? You know, I need 90,000 for this, okay, pay him 90,000. That's the question, because Councilman is noticing that there's, if you add it's like millions of dollars, I don't know for what, but if we do this in-house and hire engineers to do it, maybe we will be saving this money, and just, even if you hire 3, 4.
Mr. Mayor, it starts in the field. We do have our field supervisors checking in on Hennessy and their project all the time. I always tell our field DPW superintendent and the assistant supervisor, I always remind them that they're above all of our contractors, and if they see something out of line, you tell us, you tell them, you get it done. So it starts in the field with that. Then any bills that come in go directly to John's office, and he reviews everything that comes past him. Not one of these has not been approved by John's office. Then it also goes to finance, and finally I take a peek at it too. So it goes through a lot of layers before it comes to you. You know,
I don't
so-
rubber stamp them. Matter of fact, I get called up a lot of times because they wanna know where their check is. There's many bills I hold back because they just can't relate it to a project. Or
There were some incidents that I brought to the attention of the city manager where some of the subcontractors did some work that the city had no idea. that they did it, had no record. And then one of the residents caught them by a video because they left a big hole open in the sidewalk of the residence, and the city kept blaming the resident. They kept telling him, "You the one who did it." So his wife, luckily, when they came to work, took a video of the trucks that came, they sent it to the city manager. He was like, "Oh, it's so-and-so company."
And they were fired.
So this is one example how things are done without our supervision. So, and maybe there are other incidents that's happening like this.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, that incident in particular was quite, it was brought to our attention rather recently, but as you know, it had happened quite some time ago. And that actually caused us to redo some of our policies on how we're handling some things inside. And we're still continuing to develop how we do things. Every day we analyze, is this working, or do we need to change this to fix this? And just this week, or not today, but this past week, we were analyzing how we can do things better, and with how buildings get started in the city, we're changing that. We're doing all kinds of things to pull together and better accountability. But let's face it, for years and years, things kind of run a certain way, a little bit loose, and we're working on locking it down even more. Not that it's terrible now, because it's not. It's way better than it was, but we are going to continue to improve 100%, and I do believe we are doing better. And I actually am thankful, Mayor and Council, that you have enough interest to check on these things and let us know, because we can't see everything. There's a lot going on. There really is a lot going on.
That means I gotta babysit everything that happens in the city. And Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
do you remember when Holbrook got done? Mayor, do you remember that, because you worked for the doctor? It was not a bumpy road. All right, they did one side, the other side stayed the way it was, and then when they did it, it wasn't bumpy. And that's my point. It's either we're hiring a crap company or Hennessy's not doing its job. So Holbrook, they did the entire street. It wasn't bumpy. It was fixed right until they finished one side, and then they came back to the other side. Where Kniff right now, I've been getting calls left and right like crazy. I don't even drive on Conant, on Kniff, because how bad it is. And that if Hennessy is not doing its job, and you telling me they're responsible or our guys are responsible, there's a problem. So it's a request with due respect to the mayor and council, bring me next council meeting of what we need to take over instead of Hennessy.
On Kniff,
Not Kniff, the entire, we don't need Hennessy.
Councilman, we can certainly analyze that. I don't know if one span between a council meeting will be enough to put that together. But we certainly can work on bringing that to you, if that's what you so choose. We can absolutely do that. I just don't know if that's enough time.
Okay, how many days do you want, how many days?
We'll get back to you, because we're gonna have to look and see exactly what we need. So I don't wanna pigeonhole us into something and not produce that. In regards to Kniff, we were unexpectedly delayed by the state on that.
That was a temporary
We did
I'm not referring to do the whole street patching. We're not talking about doing the whole street patching. They're not patching it right.
The Kniff.
I feel like I'm in my old village going on a mountain. That's how bad it is.
Specifically is bad, because it was torn out, well, not torn out, but there was large holes cut in preparation for the full tear out. It was never intended to be left like that for so long. It was supposed to have been done months, or at least under process months ago, and we got the unexpected delay from the state of Michigan, which threw it all for a loop. So this should have, if it wasn't for that, been well underway by now, and this wouldn't have even been an issue. So that was a completely unexpected thing that the city got hit with. As far as the general patching of the city, me and John are gonna talk about this tomorrow in regards to how DPW is putting the cold patch out. We have explored some options in regards to maybe doing hot patches, which is much different. You gotta have a machine or have another company come out and do it. I believe it would be better, but it's definitely gonna be more costly. The cold patch is supposed to be a quick fix that lasts for a certain amount of time to get us by, but we actually have been exploring to do the hot patches. But at the end of the day, most of these streets just need to be replaced in their entirety.
All right.
Maybe my one more thing. Is there anywhere in the grant for the service lines? Well, to do a service line, you gotta tear up streets, correct? Is there anything in the service line, well, if we gotta tear up the street so we could do the service line, That again needs to cover up, finish the streets or patch it right.
I wish that was, but they're never gonna let us repair the whole street on that. If-
Not the whole street.
Not the whole
maybe-
street.
Maybe at least
Patch it.
put it back as it was, but they're
Well,
not doing
they did
that.
Eveline, and the patches there are a lot better because they were done as a permanent patch.
Well, someone just
Eveline.
complained to me about Roosevelt. They said they fixed the pipelines and now it's a messy street. So this is not acceptable. Like, I don't care what you do underground, residents don't care. They care about how it affects their cars when they drive.
So Mayor, when we go back with the lead service lines, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but they're going back and actually putting concrete there, correct?
It depends on how the road was constructed. The idea was we do the lead service lines, and we use the road fund to come in and resurface the road. The problem we're having now is we're doing a lot of lead service lines, like 5 times what we normally do. So obviously, the money is gonna run out faster on the roadside than it is the lead service line. So people are just gonna be waiting a little bit longer on the streets with the patches. But a lot of the patches have been done professionally. Said the Kniff one, it wasn't a professional patch, it was a temporary patch because we were supposed to get the road started a month later. And then SHPO caused it to be delayed. If I would've known it was gonna take this long before they could start Kniff, we would've done those patches on Kniff totally different.
But John, it's not just only Kniff. Kniff is the worst street, but you have other residential streets that service lines were done. Like the mayor just gave me an example, Roosevelt, you got Goodson, you got, you know, there's a lot of streets are, you drive like you're driving in a village.
So
And they're not in the city of Hamtramck.
Roosevelt, Councilman, I believe, was the contractors we moved on.
Well, all these needs to be taken into consideration from now on, and we'll keep watching and see. So, I think we need to vote on this one now, because it was in the consent agenda, now it's a new business.
Councilman Al Samiri?
Yes.
Councilman Hassan?
Yes.
Councilman Bai? Councilman Musa?
Yes.
Councilman Sedman?
Yes.
Councilman Mahmoud?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, approval of invoice register ending September 10, 2024 approved.
All right, thank you. And with that, we come to the end of our new business, and we move to the reports. I start with the mayor report. I don't have much to say, but I just want to emphasize on city manager to follow up on Conant. That's the priority for us. We need to get it done before the end of the year. Kniff, I'm sorry, Kniff. Because that's the most pressing issue at this time for the residents. And we don't want to delay it for the spring, because we want it to be done this year. That's the most important thing for us. And for the residents, not because we get annoyed by so many complaints, so we need to get it done. And I just brought another thing, Roosevelt. I heard a few residents complaining about that. I told them that we are fixing the alleys soon.
Yeah, the alleys.
For Roosevelt, and the streets need to be in a good shape as well. And I don't remember the events we went to because there's just so many these days. Labor Day, that was, yes, Labor Day as a whole was a great event this time. One of the most successful parades and festivals in Hamtramck history. So many people attended, so many special guests and, stars who attended the festival. And I want to take the opportunity, like we did in the proclamation, to thank the organizers, to thank the police officer, police chief for everything they did, city manager, city council, everybody, Hamtramck residents for being responsible and cooperative. And the parade went very well. Everybody was happy, peaceful. We were happy just to attend the 3 days of the festival. Kids had fun, and it just showed how vibrant and alive is Hamtramck community. So we want to maintain that, and hopefully next year it will be even better. This is an example of something that brings the community together. Politics was out of the festival, so this is something to bring the community together, not to divide it, and we want this to continue for the future. So again, I thank everyone for making that possible and successful. And today I just want to take this opportunity to thank and welcome a special guest we have here who visited us from San Francisco, Sheikh Nasr Sumaha. Thank you so much for coming. He's here to visit, but he insisted to come to our city council to observe and to thank us. One of biggest, he used to be a Hamtramck resident, so
Yeah, I used to be in '76.
so we welcome you back to your previous city, and I hope you enjoy your stay in Hamtramck. And
I'm
thanks.
happy to see the city of Hamtramck look much better.
Thank you so
It
much.
looks nice, it looks beautiful, and you guys done a good job.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank you.
that
We
means
appreciate
you're
it.
moving back?
I got a lot of family here.
Yeah, I know.
My fourth daughter here, my brother's here.
So
I
he
moved to
still has a
California
lot
in
of
82.
connections. Well, thank you so much, and welcome to Hamtramck. We'll come back actually to Hamtramck. Thank you. With that, I come to the end of my report, and we move to the report of the Mayor Pro Tem.
Good evening, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Last week we spent a good time, quality time at the festival, Hamtramck Festival. Thanks to community, our diversity community come up to the street, actually everybody enjoyed it. And the whole council was there, a lot of official was there. We miss our senior councilman Hassan. He was not there at this moment, some reason, maybe he has something else to do. And thank you guests to visit us in Hamtramck, your previous hometown. Finally, today, I remembering the people who lost their lives, 9/11, almost 23 years ago. Day after tomorrow is September 11, 9/11. I lost few people. I used to live in New York and New Jersey, good friend of mine, and relatives also. I remembering them today, at this moment. And tomorrow, we are going back to Mackinac Island for the MML Leagues conference. We missed our mayor.
Yeah, I wouldn't be there, but I hope you
I
guys
hope
enjoy.
everybody attend and learn from there and implement our city. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Rana didn't invite me, so. All right, City Council report, please.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Councilman
I want to
Fahd.
thank all the residents who showed up here today. It was a good meeting. I was hoping that it will be short, but it seems like it took us a longer time than usual. أهلا وسهلا في مدينة همترامك. You're welcome here. It's good that you came here. We try to move up, but you're coming back.
I'm proud of you guys, I'm especially proud of the mayor.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
The good job that he done here.
Thank you.
Also, I want, like you and our Mayor Pro Tem, it was a great weekend that we had the festival. My daughter had a beautiful time being there. Great work, the chief, the whole entire department, our city employees, fire department, anybody from the city, and also the residents that they were nice and patient with all the traffic in the streets that were closed. For events, we went to even though it's outside the city of Hamtramck, it was a grand opening of Bora Bora, and I think that one of the owners is here. That's a juice. So hopefully for him being here, hopefully maybe he's gonna open one here in Hamtramck. It was me and Councilman Asomani that we went to that event. We seen our friend Mayor Bezzi was there, like usual, and we seen all the council members and community leaders. You guys have a good night and be safe.
Thank you. And my visit with the police chief is coming because we missed that event. We'll visit you soon. Thank you. Yes, any other council members?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Councilman Hassan, go ahead.
Okay, first, I'd like to thank you, city, especially city manager. I've been 3 times Mackinac Island, Michigan Municipal League. I never had the Grand Hotel. So this time is the Grand, why you going too? So you don't have to worry about it.
We didn't have to look on.
So it's the good thing. I know little expensive, but always go to their bicycle hotel and then walk, conference, come back here. Now we have to stay there. We get opportunity to stay there. That hotel is the world largest summer hotel. So it is the famous. Mr. Mayor, you're gonna miss, I spoke to you this morning.
I may follow you. next
The other hand, also, Mr. Mayor, I am requesting, this is very important. I used to ignore it like you, like a 2009, 10, 11, as soon as I go there and I see the difference, and I start going there. I understand you have to make the time, we have to make the time. And also elected official, there is the few thing you guys may be not paying attention, advice like what I had mistake. You go to the conference, you double check your credit account. I think you guys don't have any account. So you have to go over there, Michigan Municipal League, online, make an account yourself, then get your credit. So nobody did it because of, and Emily, she's the chief of this program. If you forget to put it there, your credit, she never give you credit. So some of the point I'm level 4, 5, some of the point I'm level 3. I should be getting level 2 next, tomorrow, next after tomorrow, but she made me short of 2 points. So if you don't look at that, all those points, if you don't add it, you don't get it. Later on, that's, oh, we don't know where you was, which conference, breakout session, which one you attend. So please keep it record. Another thing, tomorrow, I think you guys planning to go over there, be careful. Tomorrow, last ferry is the 6:30. So if you guys go after 6:30, you cannot go the Mechanic Island. You missing your hotel tomorrow night. So careful on it. I called them, I spoke to them, and they told me 6:30 is the last ferry. So think about that one, what time you guys gonna go. And also, looking at like a Hennessy, we did not bring the Hennessy here. When Michigan State came here, they assigned the Hennessy. When you go the early in the morning breakfast session, you're gonna see the lots of contractor companies, and they are the one lobby the Michigan. This side Hennessy, that side other companies. Okay, so because of this fee, yes, it is manageable with the John. Okay, we did manage. Steve Shaya was the civil engineer. Okay, so before that we did manage without Hennessy. Hennessy is the little professionalism has it, like maybe John has to work little more hard and he's making little easy, but the other hand, he's taking all those money from city. If he did not took all those money, whatever he get benefited from the grant money, he should give up this money. So he not given this money and he's taking. So it's manageable. Just want to let you know. Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, and I wish you guys, would benefit from this conference in McKenna Island and learn some stuff and come back to teach us and help us make our elected body doing better. So thank you so much. I forgot to welcome also Adam Al-Harbi, our, my previous campaign manager is here for us. He invited us for lunch today, so we thank him for that too. So thank you. With that, I think we come to the end and we move back to the public comment if there's any. No public?
Mr. Mayor, I'm gonna
Yes.
take a moment. Our police chief has some certificates. We probably should have did those early on, but if I may, can we have the floor for a minute during public comment?
Okay,
Yes.
no
I
problem.
think you need to suspend the rules.
Yeah, we'll suspend the rules and go ahead for it.
Second it.
I'll suspend
Second.
the rules.
Okay, all right.
I don't wanna take too much of your time because, honestly, we just wanna honor, city council as well. But I just wanna mention one specific person. Come here, Carol. Because to be honest with you, Carol's, she's a citizen patrol officer. She volunteers her time. And, she was there for the 3 total days, the only citizen patrol member. So we go there, we woke up together, we met you around 10 p.m. to, basically after 11 p.m. on our own time. And she was there for all 3 days. So on behalf of, the police department, Carol, we just want to really honor you and we appreciate you. So
Yeah,
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And there's,
You're very welcome.
yeah, and thank you for your service.
And I appreciate Nottingham Trinity Police Department, did a wonderful job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
And, I just wanna mention, I mean, we had a lot of kids, dealing with kids wasn't easy. So Waleed, please come by. He drove the bus, I don't know how, he had to deal with the kids while driving the bus many times. And also you appreciate, thank you for the whole time we came to the family. Thank you so much. And then we have Fuad, Fuad, mashallah, he got a lot of patience with a lot of kids and gave us your time, your effort, and, walking with the kids across the street, talk about safety, right? Crossing the streets, Fuad was there. Jazakallah khair. Thank you for what you do for the
Yeah.
And we just want to recognize the city council. I don't know if we want to bring them up, but I want to just.
Yeah, you probably can just hand it to them.
So
And then they can.
Councilman Muhammad Hassan, thank you so much.
No problem.
You were there from the beginning. Councilman Salman. Andrew, come here.
I got it.
سلم عليه.
So, Councilman Salman.
Oh, Samari!
Councilman Khalil Fai, thank you so much. Councilman Abu Musa, I know you're there from the beginning. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much. Councilman Mahmoud.
Thank you, sir.
Zachary, he's not here, so he'll take it. We have our city attorney. Obviously, look, there's a lot of legality when it comes to dealing with kids. We need to make sure, that we're covered, like the police department, also the city, so it helps us with the contracts and the signing in and everything else, so all legal questions that we bother them with. So thank you, obviously our mayor,
Best for
thank you so much. And, you can't forget, I know she's very shy. Rana, she had to tell us many times, hey, take these down the house.
Thank you.
And last but not least, look, end of the day, if you can't have support from the city manager, none of this can happen, so Max, really thank you so much. And, I know you mentioned Bora Bora, but we did take the kids to, Dearborn, and they really, they were generous with the kids, they taught them how to make smoothies, they offered them, we made a little mess, but not too much. So we just want to thank, the Bora Bora Smoothie Cafe in Dearborn, I see the beautiful. Thank you so much.
We'll see you guys soon, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Indeed.
Sure.
Inshallah.
Welcome anytime. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. Look, at the end of the day, that's all. It's just really a gesture. I just want to say thank you for supporting me and supporting the initiatives and Max, everybody, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, we come to the end. We move to adjourn. Can I have a motion for
A
that?
motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Nobody wants to stay here?